Okay, let's get going. Your electric car behind us, so it means I could die any second. I can't really drink here now. Look on my shoulder. And then coming in front, and down we go. Okay. A little bit up to daisy on the camera. You come through Tesco's car park is the easiest way, the safest way to park, because absolutely fucking no one can drive in Abseley. There you are, a prime example in front, you've seen that then. Okay, the Maverick is riding good, and I just realised I forgot my gloves. No indication from Patty in the Vauxhall. Excellent. This junction up here is a notorious black spot. Probably about 14-15 accidents in the last couple of years. So what we got to do is we're going to cut across. Go over here, drop it down, 3 gears, no traffic. We run left of the Abertillery, and this runs completely through the town. On our right hand side, watching the glass through our lovely views with smashing everything. Cut across. Billy Bonker's doing well. Now the last time I rode down here was about 22 years ago. The Satch's new success is working fabulously well since I cleaned it up last. Which, if all you guys watching the channel know, was about 7 years ago. And I will say as well, the Billy Bonkers tyres are quite comfortable. I'll be honest, they don't change as nice as the SR Sun Tour shifters. With the index gears on the Sun Tour, when you select with the thummies, it pulls into a pre-selected gear, not with the Satches. Here's a woman taking up a complete road, which the other guy managed to squeeze through with a Mercedes. Could have stopped again, wouldn't. If you guys are watching this in America, hiya. Can you tell me if the drivers are such assholes to cyclists as well in America? What do you come across, Mark? What's your situation? Okay guys, we come out into Abseley Park now. Built in around 1875. Our Raleigh fenders with mudguard working superbly. Let's have a downhill shot. Marvellous. You only get this kind of quality around here, you know. Okay, off to our right there is the old cricket pitch. Under the Abertillery, sorry, Ebu, running down. Bring our camera down. I've got lovely clean water, as you can see. This wasn't a case when I was growing up. This was bringing in all the waste from the steelworks from Blanhaven, Brynmawr, the collieries from Blaenau and Rosalia. And this water in here would have been brown with rust coming from the pumps underground, pumping out constantly. What you see now is a lovely, nice clean finish. Let's have a look on the other side of the bridge, get a better camera there. There we are. We got the standard production rubbish as thrown around by the users today. In the park, I decided to close the gates we came through the last time, even although the public have paid for this park. Part of the National Cycle Network, Route 465, and it's chained, so you're squeezed through sideways. Below bars, and off we go. So yes, if you're on a tandem or something like that on the National Cycle Network, or a tricycle, or a recumbent bicycle, your route will come as far as Abseley, where the powers that be have blocked it off to force you to go around the mountain to my right, or up the A467 and risk certain death. Because the drivers around here are shocking. I would probably say in the last 30 years as a HGB class 1 truck driver, I bet you I've had nearly 100 near misses in this valley alone. The standards of driving is shocking. And yet I've been to places like the Philippines, Malaysia, Italy, on roads I've never driven before, and I feel safer on a bike than I do in my own town. I'll let that one sink in. I don't know yet. I say between 8th and 10th for the weight of this bike, and this, believe me, this is a heavy bike. I was, without using weight scales, guessing, I say she's a third, if not half, heavier than my Voodoo Hoodoo from 2014, I think. But however, this is a really nice cruise. Yeah. Okay, so we're now back down to our new squeezy through bars. Again, because they don't want people riding around having too much fun. And you see our new lake as well. There's actually a car park. But that gives you an idea of the rain we've had these last few days. There's a stop with a post up here. Okay, let's have a spot check, see what my thoughts so far. Okay, that was my thoughts so far. The quill stem's a little tightened down on there. The front mech adjuster, that is tightened down. Over a space of about 10 minutes, the vibration or so backs off the thummy. So you get a little adjustment needed every now and then on the front derailleur. Once it starts vibrating, you probably pick it up on the video. I got a little bit of play in the front mudguard, that'll need some adjusting, and same on the rear mudguard. I think maybe once the winter season is over, I might actually take the fenders off and run an open wheel. But the ride on the Billy Bonkers is fantastic. Thanks Gary for fitting those, and the bike is running really nice. So we're going to carry on now and see what we can find at the top. So we're coming along here nice now. Down to Grand Gear. Into 7th. And over the top. Whee! Even on a 1985 Raleigh, sorry 87, it's still great fun. Get a little bit of a look across the river here now. Now remember we was further down, I said how clear the water was, because as it gets down through here it picks up the vegetation and the sediment in the river and it cleans the water. So we look down here now, you can see now the colour of the water is distinctly opaque. You can't see the bottom. And I'll look on the other side here. And same here, this is quite clearly from all the debris has been washed out of the stream. You can see the fishing net there in the water, middle of the shot. Needless to say, there isn't a lot of fish in this river. Okay, so we're going to carry up the blinder now, which is the top end of Cumtle area, sorry, Roseworth Colliery. On the outlets for there, from the colliery, still dispelling water after all these years. Nearly had you off then. Oh, it's a lovely view of the river back up through there, the old road. That's about, let's see, if the park was built in about 1875, and this was built before the park, so it was built about 1850, as the main road that would have been at the time, crossing the river here. started the infrastructure for the coal mines. Ooh, a bit of arse end out then. Billy Bonkers doesn't like off-road. Billy Bonkers doesn't like off-road at all. I'm not running particularly high pressure, around about 35 pound in the front and rear to give me a nice wide footprint. And old Billy Bonkers then just wipe it out on the arse end. Okay, we end this section of Route 465 on the trail. I'm going to stop by here and talk through some of the features on the bike. Okay, we're going to come through the bike. We got a bed look now in the sunlight with the setting sun with this beautiful old girl. Now Gary, as he rightly pointed out, he fitted the Billy Bonkers 2 tyres on the tarmac. They're absolutely gorgeous, a really nice ride. I highly recommend them, and they do totally suit the bike. Like, come out my own shadow. Let's get over here, have a look. Look fantastic. The wheels are original, and the spokes and the hubs. I spent about a week 7 years ago polishing everything to within an inch of its life. The forks I resprayed. They've got a little mark on them now, so I'm looking for something to do a respray on the forks, but I might go for a full spray respray at the same time with a couple of little marks on here. The headlights more or less is just for show. Actually, I've never used her outside in the dark. One thing we said about them, oh, they do look the part for the 80s. The crankset and everything is completely original. Again, spent hours polishing along with the front mech and the rear mech. The rear cassette and the hub spindle is brand new. 7 years ago. Again, everything was done 7 years ago, so I just want to keep repeating that. The original Diacom brakes, I polished these up with a polish wheel on a Dremel. Again, rear light, aftermarket extra. This is the original Italia saddle that came with the bike in 1987, and she's a really, really comfy ride. This is one of the spots here that needs attention here on the seat post. I'm going to get a new set of custom stickers, and again on the top of here. For the sake, I don't know what, guys, you tell me. I don't know whether it's worth just using some rust preserver on there and just going over it, or should I go for a respray, which is what I'm thinking of. I don't know. Like I say, she's only ever original once. Okay then, so yeah, head back up now. Like I said, I was only a shakedown run to see. Aha, now you can see where she's rattling now. Mudguard's popped out there. Much better. Okay. A bit of a ride down now. Alright, bud. Oh, do you reckon? Not bad, fella. Do you want to be on my bit of a YouTube channel and comment on the valley? Do you want to be on my bit of a YouTube channel and comment on the valley? Okay guys, we had a bit of a stop and a chat then. It was one of my old school chums. I haven't seen him for a while. Now, as you can probably might not pick up on camera, it's now started to rain again. and chrome brakes, chrome rims and brake blocks ain't a good thing. So I'm dropping it down the gear. And yeah, like I said, this is an important thing with valleys. It draws in it. It draws in the atmospherics. And these road surfaces here are extremely slippery. I wish right now I was on my Dynatech Ogre. That handles fantastic in the wet. But on a bike like this in the wet with chrome rims, debris all over the track, as you can see here. This isn't my choice bike for being out in these conditions. Incidentally, by the way, what is a choice thing for being in these conditions is my Celtic Crossbows beanie, which I'm wearing, and my Celtic Crossbows hoodie. Sprayed with silicone spray. Makes it nice, waterproof-ish. Better than nothing. And good for light riding like this. Weather today was allegedly sunny. I will use that words allegedly. I will say though, the Shimano XH Trail works much better than these Satches. Shifter's very much a design of the 70s, pushed through the 80s to make way for much better systems like Shimano DX. I can make it, I can make it, I can make it, woo woo! Right. Ah yes, I said I'm going to show you here the fall in the river. Okay. So down below over there you can see where the river stands today. But you can clearly see the rise in the banking opposite. And where the flow of the river was maybe 300-400 years ago. So the water level was dropped by about 2 meters. And as we come up, you can see the original curve of the shore of the banking where she was probably 600 years ago, because it leaves a nice swooping deviation in the land as the waves on the, like, the floor of the sea. As we come through the back up the mountain, you can see now the next coastline. You can see the layers of way over the centuries, as not from ploughing. So the top road there now in the tree halfway, you can see the dark shade. There's a road running through there. You can see a definite 90-degree angle, like the coast of the beach of the river here. Now I lost the words at the moment. And you can see where it's formed. Now to my right, around about a mile away in Blaenau, have recently been discovered Bronze Age settlement from around about, I believe they said it was about 600 to 800 BC. So this Abseley Valley has been known as a village of settlement now since about 800 BC. So we're 2025 now, so that's nearly 3,000 years this valley has been inhabited for. Okay, a quick drink on my Camelback and on our way again. Okay, off we go. Yeah, it's a little bit noisy. That's annoying, or rubbing on the front. Much better spot on the trail over here. So look, okay, you see much better now. The river level where she was, look to the right there, you can see the flat or the floodplains of the river, which originally would have been the banking of the river across there directly in front. So you can see how much the river has dropped by in the last century. So when they're saying with this green issue the water levels are rising, well, yes they are, but they're nowhere near as high as where they was originally. Good example of this is the floodplains of the Severn estuary at Avonmouth, and again on Severn Beach at Orst Services. You can see the vast 5 miles floodplain of where the Severn used to be, and as you go down past Avonmouth, you can see to the left as you climb up over the gorge was originally a lake. It's now just an empty valley. So again, water levels are nowhere near where they was. So when the government's trying to alarm you, we got a good 1,000 years yet, don't worry about it. Ooh, go for a ride on your Raleigh. Simples. Right, okay, come back down now. Oh, I had a little bit of arse end out on here then. I was going to show you where she slipped earlier, I forgot. But these billy bonkers, they do not like mud. A little bit of break coming over here. Got a fistful of gears there. Oh, full on power slide then. There's the massive torque from my thighs flung through the pedals, causing a little bit of wheel spin on the back then. This would be interesting actually if I had my Superb now and see how that compares. Yeah, you need a screwdriver adjustment on there. Take a little bit of slack when we get back now. A little bit of adjustment on there, take out some slack on that screw. And generally we just going to be doing little bits of maintenance. Oh, mudguard working perfect then, do you see that? And now for our new rider friendly rails, just in case you can't get through your backpack, it's just to stop you even more. Here you have the famous picture of Abseley beat the All Blacks. Yes, a little local valley team gave the All Blacks a kick in back in the 1940s. Yeah, the old grandstand tee is on the right, and on the left this is the old velodrome from the 1920s. As you see, it's since very disused because the council doesn't want to spend our money on local things. That is annoying, that ribbon. And now the sun has dipped on this side of the valley, I can honestly say my hands are numb. It's around about 5 degrees at the moment today. As soon as our sun dips below the horizon, she will be down below 0. Temperature drops quick around here because of the steepness of the valleys. Doesn't get much sun. Apparently that's why the Welsh are so tall. They got to grow to reach the sun. Possibly. Once again, the cable's slacked up on the front, so that's definitely a job. Wash off my tyres. Worth doing. Another wash of the tyres for you. Excellent. Now we're over. Well, I'm going to cut the video short here, folks, because we're running over half an hour and it's about an hour and a half ride altogether. So if you like the channel and you're enjoying what I'm doing, hit the old like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one, because it's the old algorithms that need pushing up with your likes and subscribes and shares. Hit the notification button. I'll see you soon.